holding the beach ball underwater, the illusion of control. When someone feels something intense, anger, sadness, frustration, the instinct is often to push it down, to suppress it, to not feel it. Society reinforces this. Don't cry, don't be angry, be strong, move on. And so the person shoves that emotional beach ball underwater, thinking they're controlling it. But here's the thing. Holding something down takes effort, a lot of effort. The deeper you push it, the more pressure builds. The more you resist, the more energy you drain trying to keep it there. And while you're holding it down, you're also creating an internal war, because the emotion is still there, still wanting to rise. It doesn't just disappear because you tell yourself, I shouldn't feel this way. That's like telling water not to be wet. The snapback. What happens when you can't hold it anymore? Eventually, one of two things happens. You get exhausted. The emotional pressure builds to the point where you physically or mentally can't hold it anymore. You snap. The beach ball explodes to the surface, often in an uncontrolled way. An outburst of anger, sudden tears, a breakdown. And now, the same people who told you not to feel are telling you to calm down. You push it so deep it warps you. Some people hold emotions in for years, even decades. But those emotions don't just sit still. They manifest as stress, illness, anxiety, depression. The energy has to go somewhere. And because it was never processed, it festers. Both of these are just different ways of saying you were never actually in control. Letting go. The real power over emotions. What happens if you just let go of the ball? It naturally rises to the surface. It comes up effortlessly, without resistance, without struggle. And once it's there, you have choices. You can look at it, toss it around, let it drift, play with it, or even just let it be without doing anything at all. And this is exactly how emotions work when you stop resisting them. Awareness equals freedom. By allowing emotions to surface, by watching them instead of suppressing them, you create space. You go from being consumed by emotions to observing them. Instead of I am angry, you realize I am experiencing anger. Instead of this person made me feel this way, you ask, why did this trigger me? Instead of blindly reacting, you get curious, and once emotions are seen for what they are, just thoughts, just energy moving through you, they lose their power to control you. Life is a mirror, and that's the real wake-up call. Situations are neutral. People are neutral. They are only reflecting back what's already in you. The woman on the bus talking on her speakerphone isn't rude. She's just a woman on the phone. The beach ball isn't bad. It's just a beach ball. The meaning comes from you. So if something sets you off, if an emotion feels overwhelming, it's not about them or it. It's about what's inside you already. And that's good news. Because if the problem is inside you, so is the solution. The illusion of strength. Holding it in versus letting it go. People think holding in emotions makes them strong. It doesn't. It just makes them tired. True strength isn't pretending you don't feel. It's allowing yourself to feel without getting lost in it. And once you realize you can let go of the ball, you stop drowning in emotions that were never meant to hold you under in the first place. Final thought. Releasing is not the same as reacting. Some people confuse processing emotions with acting on them. But letting go of the ball doesn't mean throwing it at someone. It means allowing it to rise so you can decide what to do with it. This is the difference between reacting unconsciously and responding consciously. And that's where real peace comes from. Let go of the ball. Watch what happens.